Hello and welcome back to another channel update from me, Old Man Phil. And as some of you will know, I was very sick for the last couple of weeks. It was nothing serious, it was just a cold. And it was a cold that lingered and lingered, man flu I guess you would call it, but it would not go away. And so I had to put myself to bed for a couple of weeks in an effort to try and get rid of this evil virus that had invaded my body. It was horrible. It was one of the worst colds that I have ever suffered. But during that time, it did give me some moments to check my analytics and to go through my YouTube analytics with a fine tooth comb. With nothing else to do apart from British TV, which is not really up to much, I decided to take a good in-depth at my analytics. And what I found was actually quite interesting and will affect now how the channel proceeds in the future. Now, just as background, I make two kinds of videos. The first kind of videos are the play-alongs. The play-alongs where we do a journeyman save, or we'll do a one club save, or I've done the Alex Ferguson save, and I play through the season after season, and we see if we can achieve our end goals. I've recently started to use those as the live streams, and so I've been streaming 6 days a week, doing 2 different saves. And the second kind of video that I do is to upload tutorials and tips and tricks and tactics videos to help people who are just new at the game to understand the game and to understand how the game works. Of the two kinds of videos, the second kind, the tactics and the tips and tricks videos, are by far the most successful. And these have led to the greatest amount of subscribers and the biggest amount of view time that I get. When I first started FM24 and I uploaded the very first episode of the Journeyman Save, it got over 1,000 views. Now views are down to about 100 if I'm lucky. And that means that there are 100 people who are eager to follow along to find out if we can achieve our goals. But 100 views per day is not really growing the channel. On the other hand, I will get between 500 and 5,000, depending on the video, views for each one of the other kind of video that I upload. Now, when I was sick, what happens quite naturally with YouTube, the YouTube algorithm doesn't care if your head's been blown off or you've been gutted by a samurai sword or whatever happens. YouTube doesn't, the YouTube algorithm, YouTube people probably do care a little bit, but the YouTube algorithm doesn't care. All it cares about is that you maintain your schedule. If you don't maintain your schedule and you drop off for a couple of weeks, then what happens is the YouTube algorithm drops your views. It will not show your videos to a wider audience. It will just gradually decline. And over the 2 weeks that I was sick, I saw a decline in views quite naturally from around about 900 a day to at one point 80 per day. That was just in the space of 2 weeks. However, I then uploaded a little tactics video, and suddenly, with that one video, my views were back up to over 1,000 per day. So I decided to try and figure out why that was happening. And one of the really interesting things about that, when I stopped doing the live streams, and I only did 2 during that period, plus 1 video, actually my growth was massive. And I gained a huge more amount of subscribers, and also my view time went up through the roof. So I started to think in terms of the algorithm is less more. And I've worked out pretty much from all the time that I've had to analyze what's been happening within my YouTube studio analytics, I've actually come to the conclusion that the videos, which are the play-alongs, pretty much have no value in terms of channel growth. Each one of those videos, if I'm lucky, will get 1, maybe on a very, very good day, 2 subscribers, and will get 100 views. So if I upload that video one day, I will get 100 views. What happens when I do 6 live streams per week is that YouTube algorithm throws out the live streams. Those are the videos which people are not particularly interested in. There is a reason why they're not interested in them, because at the start of FM24, everybody was interested to see how it performed. Everybody wanted to know. And so that's why you will get a lot more viewers at the beginning of a new version than you will towards the end. You have to be very inventive towards the end of a version, waiting for the new version in order to capture the viewers. The other type of video, though, will maintain its popularity and its viewer rate. And so YouTube was throwing out those videos to new viewers rather than the tactics videos, which were less frequent. So when I stopped doing the live streams, the only videos that the YouTube algorithm had were the tactics videos, which were getting a lot more views, which were producing a lot more view time and a lot more subscribers, resulting in real channel growth. And now I'm approaching 7,000 subscribers, but it is quite interesting that only 100 people watch the play-alongs. Play-alongs, in my opinion, especially at this time of the year, have no value to a channel at all. Unless you are one of the top 5 or the top 10 producers of this kind of video, you're just not going to get the audience interested. And one of the reasons for that is that I also recently found out there are between 500 and 1,000, I'm not sure of the exact number, but there are so many smaller YouTube channels who are all doing play-alongs. And so, as this is a very small niche of around about 2 million people viewing YouTube videos on Football Manager, there isn't enough viewers to go around for this kind of video. And that's why tactics and tips and tricks videos will do a lot better than play-along videos. And so in terms of what this means, there is going to be a period where I'm going to be away for a long period of time. I'm going to go on a long holiday. I've been ill for a couple of years, and I think I've earned the right to it. And I'm going to go away and have a really good break. And I'm really looking forward to it. And basically what that means is there will be no FM live streams and there won't be any tutorials. Now, in YouTube algorithms terms, the channel should collapse within that 7-week period. If views went down by so much in 2 weeks, then in 7 or 8 weeks, it's going to decline to a point where it's not really rescuable. I have a plan to deal with that, as some of you know who've been following along with the live streams, and I will tell you in another video what that plan is nearer to the time that I go on June the 8th. But what I have to do is start re-educating the YouTube algorithm. And so if doing live streams is actually going to hurt the channel in terms of growth, then it would be better to focus on tutorial videos up until the time that I go away. Tutorial videos, as I've said, are more likely to get growth for the channel. And so what I've decided to do is that I am going to do less live streams. And so I'm going to continue with the current save that we're in, the rebuild of Tottenham, until the end of the season. That will continue for the next few weeks until that is complete. At that point, I will be about ready to go on holiday. I will try and do one more season with Coritiba before I go on holiday, and we'll see if we can win our 3rd Intercontinental trophy out of the 4 we require in that season. I'm pretty optimistic that it would be possible this season. And so the plan is just to do live streams 3 times a week, Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday. I'm not going to do any other live streams during the week because the YouTube algorithm will throw those videos out opposed to the tutorial videos, which do better than the live streams. Now, I know there's going to be some people who really look forward to the Coritiba Journeyman videos, but what I'm saying is that you will get those back. Once the current save with Tottenham is finished, we will then be live streaming Coritiba instead of Tottenham. After we have done a season with Coritiba and hopefully won our 3rd Intercontinental Cup, then we will move on to another rebuild. And so it'll go until the end of the FM year. In the meantime, I'm going to try and upload 1 or maybe 2 videos in the tutorials, tactics, tips and tricks category, which do a lot better for the channel. The more of those I can get uploaded before I go away on holiday, the better. Which does mean then that the algorithm will be throwing out those videos to people rather than the play-alongs, which don't really help the channel at all. And so that is the plan. And I know that some Coritiba fans are not going to be happy, and I do apologise. But this is a time for the channel where it could die. A 7-week or 8-week break will result in a massive decline in views. A massive decline in views will mean subscribers will drop out. The whole channel could collapse. It could take a year to actually build it back up again to the point where it is now. I'm not really looking forward to the prospect of doing that. And so that's all I really wanted to say in this message. And I hope you guys will understand there will be live streams, as I've said, on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. But I am reducing them because I don't want them to dominate what the algorithm shows to people who've not yet visited the channel. Also, the view time for those live streams is very low. Roughly only about 10% of the video is viewed. So in terms of growing the channel, it doesn't do anything. Although I thoroughly enjoy doing them and I enjoy the interaction with all the people who turn up, it doesn't help grow the channel. I'm not going to stop doing them because I don't want to lose that interaction, and I believe I've made some good friends. I value all of the people who spend the time with me and make my life a lot brighter and a lot happier during those 2 hours that we live stream. This is really now about re-educating the YouTube algorithm. It needs to know that there are not so many live streams that it can throw out, but it will now have to start throwing out the tips and tricks videos instead. It is quite remarkable that I got a period of growth during a time when I wasn't uploading videos, and that was simply because the play-alongs were not available for the algorithm to throw out to people, so therefore it was throwing out the more established videos, those with over 1,000 views, those with over 25,000 views, and those videos, those successful videos, were the ones going out to the new people while I was sick. That is why the channel has grown while I was ill and absent. And so that's it. It was just a quick explanation as to what is going to be going on. I do hope you guys understand. I'm really sorry if it's a problem for you, and I'm trying my best to hold on to the channel at this point. And if I do go away and all the algorithm does at the beginning is throw out the play along videos, then the channel will die very, very quickly. And I don't want that to happen at this point. So I hope that I'll see many of you in the live streams, because the more people who come to the live streams, the more popular they will become. Now, I know I don't jump around and wave my pants in the air and wear my cap backwards and run and scream and shout. I'm too old for that kind of behavior. I take a more placid look at it. I complain a lot. I suffer a lot. But if I was 30 years younger, maybe not. I probably wasn't that type of personality 30 years ago either. So I do what I do, and I know for some people it's not fast enough. It doesn't move through the seasons fast enough, and I can only apologize for that. But I am who I am, and those who do come and sit with me for 2 hours and chat with me, I really, really do appreciate that, and it does brighten my day. We will continue with them, and if more and more people do come to the live streams, then they might get more popular than they currently are. And that would be a very good thing. So I hope that I will see many, many of you in the live streams. We're currently doing a Tottenham rebuild at the moment, which is fraught with difficulties in the winter transfer window. And after Tottenham, we will be continuing with our quest to win 4 of the 5 major intercontinental trophies with Coritiba. We've won 2 of them so far. We need to win the 3rd before we move on to the big one in Europe. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much if you've reached the end of it. I do apologize if it's going to upset anybody's routine, but I need you to know that I'm not doing this for any other reason than to try and educate the YouTube algorithm in terms of which videos it throws out to the new viewers. And that's it. I hope I'll see many of you soon in the next live stream. Take care, be safe, and hopefully I'll see you very, very soon.